when we think about dropping into a fresh year of freedom, we also think about dropping back into ourselves. So this is about us creating this fresh year of freedom. My training is in nutrition and gut health. And for me, it's about these pillars that we're going to talk about, because I don't think you can have health if you're only looking at one aspect of your life. Where we can support your metabolic health, nutrition, and we'll be sharing with you some meal plans and some recipes, and we'll also be doing some elimination. We're going to talk about movement. So whether you're already, doing exercise, or whether you literally just need to start walking a little bit more, if you're not getting adequate sleep, then that can be one of the things that can really hinder your health. Breath work, and also getting out into nature. And really, mindset, it's at the bottom of this list here because it underpins everything. So in terms of our principles, we're going to be eliminating common allergens. We're going to eat regular meals, and then ideally you would allow a 12-hour window between your evening meal and your breakfast, your breaking of your fast the next morning. We want to be filling our plate with 50% of it full of green veggies. And then we want to add 25% of our plate would be protein, and the other 25% would be a mixture of complex carbs and fats. And then we're going to be sharing recipes with you, so into the Facebook group and into the WhatsApp group. Feel free to adjust the recipes if you don't eat in the style that we've come up with. So literally, we've got this amazing group of people that are here to collaborate with you. And you can join our things live, or you can join them with on the recordings, and we'll be placing all of those recordings into the Facebook group.
So why is it that we're supporting everything in a fresh year of freedom with frequency? Well, frequency has that ability to help you to return to your original blueprint and create what you were put on this earth to do. And it does it in such a gentle way that for some people, it's not even noticeable. So I would describe everything as acting upon an individual's energy, because I believe that when you have good health, it's your blueprint for the success and freedom you want to create for yourself.
One of the reasons I got my Healy in the first place last January was because I was really struggling with some gut issues. So as a gut health practitioner, it was a little bit embarrassing that I was doing all the protocols that I knew so well worked for clients, and they just weren't working for me. And I was really at my wit's end. And I started looking into Healy, doing a lot of research, and I discovered people that were having amazing results with it. So for me, I've used the Healy to look at some of my nutritional issues. And for a long time, for over 10 years, I've been gluten intolerant. And having worked with Healy for 6 months, I started to eat a little bit of gluten, and I have been absolutely fine since that day. But it's just been life-changing, just to be able to go out and say, any allergies? And I go, no. And it's like, oh my goodness, I'm a bit giddy when I'm at a restaurant. And just to be able to, eat the same things that everybody else is eating, it's been incredible. So we'll be using some of the nutrition programs, particularly around digestion, around digestive harmony, around the small and the large intestine, around the pancreas, around the liver, to actually support us as we go through the program. And we'll be doing that if you've got your own Healy directly, so you can use it like I am tonight with the coil, or you can actually wear the wrist straps, which is giving you a microcurrent, which I love to do on the physical when I'm using it for physical things. Or we'll be sending those frequencies through a thing called the scalar wave, which are quantum science waves within everybody's environment that literally will take the frequency from anywhere in the world into us as a group. So if you know anything about distance Reiki, it's like sending frequencies through a distance Reiki system.
In my spare time, I use pole fitness, and I started doing it 4 years ago because I was having some challenges with core strength and I was getting a lot of backache. And I realized that going towards menopause, if I didn't do something that kept me strong internally, I was going to have a lot of aches and pains the older I got. So I started doing pole fitness work, and then I really got into pole fitness, and now I actually compete. And I had a competition earlier this year, and I did an 8-week intensive program. And when I say intensive, obviously there is the nutritional element, there's the training side of it, and then the added level was frequency. And I was using the fitness programs on our personal Healy. Some of them I was running them as Ali mentioned with microcurrent, but some I was actually running during my class using the little coil that's attached here. Now, what was so fun about those fitness programs was that it really helped me ramp up my training. In the fitness group of programs on Healy, there are things for endurance and stamina, which I loved. There are things for weight, which helps you if you're trying to shed to ensure that you've got that going on. There's one called strength. So what these programs were doing was they were helping me to target what I needed most in my intensive training program on the days where I felt weaker or I felt that I wasn't processing my nutrition as well as I could. There was an extra level of assistance from Healy. Alongside that, because mindset is my thing, I was also using Healy's coach application, and I was putting into the coach application what I wanted as the outcome of this performance. So I put in 2 things. I wanted to go on stage and have the time of my life, to really have fun. And I wanted to give the best performance I had ever done. There were 3 judges at the competition. 2 of the judges wrote in their comments that they could see that I was live on stage, having the time of my life, that I was actually having fun. The word fun came in the comments. And I scored the best score I've ever had in a pole competition. I got 70% as a result. So for me, I was like, wow, to actually have an application inside this wonderful little device that helps us to self-coach was amazing too. So I'm leading away from the what we're doing on the fitness side and moving more into the mindset side. And just to talk briefly about that, and then we'll come back and speak about sleep and environment. But on the mindset front, I've used my Healy for myself, and we shall be doing again in the group, because we can work with mental balance. And obviously that's helpful during the month of January, when everything that we are eating is having an effect on our mood and on our energy, but also it's changing how we are emotionally. And of course, this is my area. So I love the Healy programs that give us the opportunity to support emotional and mental well-being. And just as Ali said, we can run those for the group. We can use the personal Healy and send something out to the group that way. And if I'm physically in a class, for example, I'm in the same room as Donna when she's doing twerk, we can use the Mag Healy and set that going in the room and use the scalar wave facility for it to reach to the whole group of people who are working with Donna online during her session.
So often we get into sort of just terrible habits around sleep. So keeping our devices in our room, being on them late at night, having that blue light. And we're going to be talking about all those things that can really affect us. And where Healy can really support you with sleep is both in terms of getting you into a place where you might find you fall to sleep more quickly and you stay into that REM, the deep sleep, where you're really going into rest and repair, and your parasympathetic nervous system has really started to do that sort of restful sleep. And it can also help you in both the family environment. So if you're not sleeping or your kids aren't sleeping, you can use it for that. On the Mag Healy, I love to use the Mag Healy. There's a program called Earth, and I love to sort of put that just below my rib cage, almost like it drops your central nervous system. For me, if I'm lying on the bed and I've got the Earth on the program, the Healy, you can put it on so that it warms up, and it's just like I'm sinking into the ground. and I just feel really grounded, and it's a really beautiful one to help me get to sleep. There are also sleep programs. And then if you've got the Mag Healy, you can actually inform your water with a sleep program. And then you would drink that early in the evening before bedtime, so that those energies can actually start to move through your body to really support you to drop off to sleep, and then to go into that really rest and repair, which is so important to us.
But if the environment within which you find yourself isn't the best, that again is something that Healy can support you with. There are programs in the wearable Healy that you can use to defend yourself bioenergetically.
EMF energy can be really disruptive. So there's a whole program that can put in a layer of protection for you in terms of EMF energy, but also planetary energy. So at the moment, we've got our full moon. You think a moon has the power to move the ocean. Imagine what it's doing to little old you and me. You know, it really can be disruptive. So we can look at one of the planetary programs. There's also just general protection, which I love when I'm out and about and I'm in busy groups. But for me also, things like mental balance, so that your own inner environment is the best it can be. Maybe stopping some of that self-talk.
Really focus on what's happening with you and your own energy. So it helps to protect you, not just from the things, but also the people that are around. And where you can't change that, because, for example, it might be in your work environment, then you're still able to help yourself all of the time. You don't have to have your own Healy, because we're in a group. So the fact that we're building an online community and we're supporting it with frequency, I think is a double whammy, on top of the focus that everybody has in the beginning of the year on metabolic health, on movement, and on our surroundings. Is about making those choices during this first month of the year that set you up for success and freedom in whatever it is that you want to build for the rest of the year. When you start well, half the job is already done.
We're also going to be adding a different affirmation each week into our coaching app on the Healy.
The goodness that our expert collaborators are going to offer.
I will be bringing towards a bit of twerk fun. So with Twerk Work, we incorporate twerking with breath work. So yeah, I will guide you guys through some box breathing. Yeah, and looking forward to a fresh year of freedom with you guys, and yeah, showing you what I can do and getting you guys motivated to keep your goals and your aspirations up. So
you're never too old to learn new things. But I'm an EFT or tapping practitioner, emotional freedom technique. So I deal with emotional blocks and the resistances that you come up to whatever you're dealing with. So I've done a lot of work with emotional eating and food cravings, which I love the healing and that what it offers with frequency, and totally agree with that as well. Any resistance that people are coming up against, like even now with what you've presented with the pillars, people might be thinking, oh, this is too much all at once, oh, this or that, you know, all these negative thoughts. So those are the things to start observing, and those are the things that you can release. What I thought I could offer is perhaps a weekly group tapping session for people in this program. And Sam's very kindly offered to bring Healy frequencies into that as well, which will enhance
Lovely.
the work we do. You know, the both will work together.
We've done 2023, and it's now time to start looking ahead and really sort of moving our energy in really positive ways and letting that impact the world in positive ways too.